Hello and welcome. August 3rd today. I've just been called to do these readings every day. It's not really anything that I am specifically doing other than just feeling into the energies. This is more for myself, right? And so if you're joining me today, welcome. I'm Corinne. I am in San Bernardino, British Columbia. This is my yoga studio where I spend the majority of my time hosting, practicing devotion through yoga. And I actually have to name the studio. So if you have any ideas, you can drop the comment down below. I'm gonna meditate on it tonight. It's the original Yoga Brew yoga studio, but I wanted to have a specific name. And I know a Pleiadian starseed. I'm a Blu-ray Pleiadian starseed, so part of me wants to name it something like that, but we'll see what comes in. Hope you guys are all doing well, by the way. The energies in August, today feels like yesterday we had smoke. It was just completely covered the mountains, and today we have blue skies, no sign of smoke. It's like its own new timeline, it feels like. All right, so we've got the Queen of Wands and the Hierophant in reverse. It's enough doing work in the old energy, right? Queen of Wands, leadership, confidence, feeling secure in yourself. The Hierophant is your beliefs, your system, your values, how you were raised, that connection. And they're both in reverse. So to me, this is like letting go of that old narrative, letting go of still trying. So for me, this is business. Business has been, in the past, we push in our business, we strive, we try to get things, the external business, where now I'm doing business in a more calm way, in a way of let's see what unfolds. Let's be consistent. Let's be present with our business. Let's breathe on it every day. Let's look at it every day, but we're not in a hustle mentality. We're trusting. We know what we're uncovering. That's the energy that's coming in. So less of this me energy. I'm the only one. I can only do this. It's only about me. It's more about how can we do this as a group? How can we do this as a collective? And the Five of Cups has come out. So it's not easy doing it this way, because what we are used to doing is we're seeing action, we're seeing people coming into our business, we're seeing thriving business mentality of evidence. And the Five of Cups is this almost is boredom. It's she's like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I felt like was going to be happening. How come the universe said if I got rid of all these things that it would all come in? It's because we're in this in-between time right now. We're still in this 0 point energy where it's being patient. It's being patient, and it's also being, because we've done so much work. So it's not about us being bored anymore. It's about finding joy in the little things. And so for myself, doing my practice every day is my joy. It is my consistency. Everything else falls around that and not the other way around how it used to be. I used to fit yoga into my life, and now yoga is my life, and then everything else falls around it. So it's really been coming in for business. 5D business is what's coming in for a lot of this. We're coming into the 8-8 portal, which is the energies of infinity sign, the abundance that's coming in. Page of Pentacles. So yeah, this is literally, it's there's nothing to do but just be in the energy of whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you're envisioning, it's coming. It's coming. And through the boredom of Five of Cups, it's actually being patient, right? Cultivating patience, cultivating awareness, trusting the universe is working behind the scenes for you, and that whatever is coming in, Pentacles, it's going to be abundant. It's going to be exactly what you're wanting. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is purpose-driven work. So if you're showing up for yourself, it's about doing those little bite-sized pieces every day, right? It's about being in surrender, but not in full surrender where you're just I'm not gonna do anything then. I guess I'll just live my life with my head in the sand. No, it's about doing the work, the internal work. So that's where the Knight of Wands has the oar in his hands, and he's literally meandering down the river, but you're actually taking action. So right now you may be feeling synchronicities are coming in. masculine, you might be seeing a lot of the same numbers. You might be seeing signs and symbols that are coming in that your manifestations are here. However, there's still some internal work to do of letting go. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And again, it's like, for many of us right now, we're in this twin flame journey where either the partner that you thought you were going to be growing old with is no longer, or the person that you thought you were going to be in a relationship with isn't wanting a relationship. So one thing there or the other is creating this like happy ever after feeling is like, it's not coming in. And I keep seeing it for myself. I keep being like, how many more layers do we have to uncover before we get to this happy ever after? But I think what's happening too is, for myself too, we already have the ingredients for that happy ever after. It's just that they're going to be reshaped and remolded, and it's like putting them in the soup, right? And you're gonna come out with the same ingredients but reorganized. So for example, if you think you're gonna be in this happy ever family, but your partnership is splitting up, why can't you co-parent? Why can't you become really good friends in that relationship? And still be in each other's lives, but in a different way. So it's almost like we're reinventing what that white picket fence family is going to look like. Because in the new earth, it can look completely different. It's not going to be that traditional marriage, I think, that a lot of us have been told. And that comes down to the beliefs, right? That's letting go of the old belief systems, the hierophant, the structures that we think that we were programmed when we were children. It's about letting that go, so that that family vision that you're wanting, that's not coming in yet, well, it's going to come in a different way. And so if we let go of what we think is coming in for us, or let go of that old image of what it was, let's see what comes in, right? That's the thing. It's once we release, it's almost like we're pushing a version of ourselves away over and over again, right? That's the muscle. It's like, no, that's not how I am. And through doing that, you surface old energies of yourself, and you have to witness and you have to let it go. It's that work over and over again. And honestly, I thought August was going to be a lot easier, and it's been one of those crunchy months already, and it's just 3 days in. Again, another reverse card, 6 of Cups in reverse. So it's like that energy of nostalgia from your childhood. It's how you thought you were going to be in a partnership, how you thought you were going to be in a relationship with, even with yourself, right? And so it's reimagining what is true love, what is unconditional love, and how do we change ourselves so that we can be the magnet for the actual perfect match to come in. So one of the things that I've been doing lately is, who am I in the feminine? And then who am I in the masculine? And how am I balancing those two together? And because we are trying to become a divine union, right? So masculine, feminine energies, we're trying to balance them so that we can come into that divine union, so that when we are in a partnership, King of Swords, we have clarity, we have discernment, we know when to take the right actions, we know when to be strong, we know when to hold our boundaries. So it's about saying goodbye to the old versions over and over and over again, saying, no, that's not a match, that's not a match. But a lot of us haven't done the work, we have done the work, but a lot of people out there haven't done the work, and so they don't even know what they're a match to. You know, a lot of us think, oh, you know, this is the kind of person I want to be with, but how do you know? How do you know what you are? So it's about uncovering yourself first, if you haven't already done that work. Pull one more card here to see what the balancing is. King of Swords energy coming into, let's see here. Sometimes the cards are very active, sometimes the cards are not so much. We have the King of Wands in reverse again. So King of Wands versus King of Swords. Those are two very different energies. King of Wands is like how you speak and how you show up for yourself. How are you presenting yourself to the world, right? Are you presenting yourself as this calm demeanor? I know that it's in reverse because the masculine right now is really struggling with that image, right? They're struggling with their potential ego, of whatever that looks like right now. The masculine structures is all they've known for a very long time. The patriarch system, the masculine financial system, all those systems and structures that is the masculine energy that we hold within us is being dismantled. So how are you showing up in the new King of Wands energy? I know that it could feel very disempowering. It can feel almost like you're backtracking when we're unwinding those old energies of ego in the masculine. And a lot of it is witnessing this falling down and not helping, if that makes sense, because we have to let the masculine fall. Otherwise, the feminine can't rise into her power. And that's the whole point of all this right now, is that the feminine's energy is the one that is meant to heal. It's the one that's meant to rise. It's the one that's meant to rise into power, not for like control, but power in a sense of compassion, nurturing, clarity, creativity. All these things in the feminine is what is going to get us through to the next level. And so let's see what the bottom card is, the Sun. When we balance the feminine and the masculine, once the feminine's energy is able to be contained with love, and then she can rise up into that crown chakra, we are enlightening ourselves. We are becoming the sunshine. We are the reflection of all that is. And that is coming in for us. And so it's about keeping the eye on the prize, if you will. We're coming into all these energetics with the 8-8 portal. We're coming in with the 12, of August is the eclipses, and we've got a lot of energy coming in. So for the next week or so, 5 days, it's us just really allowing these energies to do what they need to do. So these waves can either crash and hit you and knock you over, or you can learn that this wave has a rhythm, and because you're in tune with yourself, with your breath, you're not gonna get hit by the wave. You're gonna grab your surfboard, you're gonna start surfing the waves, and you're gonna be like, oh, I understand now that this energy can be ridden and witnessed and played with, instead of just being like, I'm in resistance, I'm a masculine energy of like, make this stop, I hate it, right? And the more we push against that energy, the more it's gonna plow us over. And what the feminine is doing is she's like literally knitting, she's like knitting a boat. Right? And when you're knitting a boat, you're just like, and everyone's like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm just knitting a boat. And they're like, why are you knitting a boat? It's fire season. There's like forest fires. I'm just gonna ride the wave of energy. And it doesn't matter what material I use, because the material isn't the thing. It's doing the work, right? Doing the work. Not fearful, not trying to hoard or, go into survival. No, it's just like literally like, have you seen my new crocheted boat? It's beautiful. It's got flowers and it's colorful, and it's gonna hold my energy in it, right? And so that's what we're doing. We're in our creativity. So alchemizing this heavy, dense energy of the masculine and turning it into creativity, into flow, into yoga, into dance, into singing or art or whatever that looks like. That's what we're meant to do right now. We're supposed to alchemize that energy and turn it into gold, literally. One day, that's what's gonna happen. All right, on that note, I will leave you there. If you guys want to work on energies, we have an energy training coming in, Rose and I, DuPont. She is a really amazing intuitive healer, and she's been doing this for a very, very long time. She's got many, many thousands of sessions under her. So her and I are working together into this container. So that starts in October. If you would like to have any information on that, just message me privately. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.